What the fuck is up? It is Thursday, July 10th, 2025. It is 4:21 p.m. And again, this is a Thursday afternoon. I have got hella movies that I've been needing to get the fuck off my chest. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now while I got a bit of time. If you do hear some traffic and things in the background, excuse the background because obviously life is doing its thing while I'm sitting here talking to y'all. All right, so I went on a bit of a rampage a couple weeks ago watching hella movies in full, straight from Tubi. And no, we not talking about the Black American original Tubi movies that we find on there with all the bullshit that they tend to come with. No. We talking about Tubi movies horror edition. Now, I think Tubi is probably one of my favorite streaming platforms simply because they have a little bit or a lot of bit of everything. New movies, old movies, and everything in between. I definitely love how they categorize and organize their platform as far as if you're looking for 2010s horror or a horror drama or a horror comedy, everything is labeled and it makes it so much easier to find old things and makes it fun to find new things, you know. So with that being said, I found me a couple new movies that I have never seen before and one movie that was a rewatch that I enjoyed even more the second time I watched it. So with that being said, let's get into Tubi Movies Horror Edition. So movie number one, the first movie that I watched, it's called John and a Hole. This movie was released in 2021. This movie is 1 hour and 43 minutes long. And you can find this on Tubi. By the way, all of these movies that I am naming, you can find these on Tubi as of July 10th, 2025. So, John and a Hole. The first couple words that came to mind while watching this was unusual, quirky, it held my attention, and captured a dark perspective from an adolescence. So basically, this movie was about a son living a high privileged life for the most part. I guess he just got tired of his, the rules and things. And he didn't have a hard life. That was my thing. He wasn't being treated unfairly or badly or anything. He was loved and cared for. But he decided to trap his entire family, his mom, his dad, and his older sister, into a old bunker that was not being used as such. So he trapped his family in the hole for a very long time. He decided to go drive out to the airport and take out a bunch of money to give to his friend, and he invited his friend over so they can damn near drown each other in the pool. I thought this movie was really good, actually, and I would definitely recommend it. I don't want to give up too much, but I thought this was a cool movie, especially because it was a movie about an adolescent who was, not being abused in any type of way, but he just felt the need to do things his way. And at times it was pretty creepy because a lot of the times we don't know what these teenagers are thinking about. We don't know what these kids are thinking about. And a fair amount of the times they're thinking about some really dark shit. And so with this movie, it gave us exactly that. And at the end of it, I felt like the boy should have been put in a psychological hospital or something. He would not be back at my motherfucking dinner table eating nothing. But that's just me. What did I rate John and a Hole? I rated this 3.5 stars out of 5. So in my eyes, I see this movie as like a C+ or a B-, however you want to look at it. I like to do the 5 system rating scale simply because 1 through 10, that's a lot of wiggle room in my opinion. 1 through 5 is just right, just tight, and it gets to the point. So a 3 out of 5 stars for this movie, John and a Hole, C+, B-, and I definitely would recommend this movie. Moving on. Number 2 movie, Borderland. This movie was released 2007. This movie is 1 hour and 45 minutes long. Couple things that came to my mind when watching this. This movie is based on true events. The middle to end of the film got extremely boring to me, and I totally zoned out and don't remember the ending really of what happened. Bad acting, but a very interesting story, simply because I like movies that are based on like different type of religions, so African religions. We can talk about Santeria, voodoo, hoodoo, Haitian voodoo, just different types of religions throughout different people's lives and how they practice it. So this movie, I believe I heard the actual case too. And this man was sacrificing people, real life people, to his inganga, which is a spirit for these people's, religion or spirituality, if you will. And so I was intrigued by the story, but the movie and how it was played out was kind of like, I get where y'all were going, but a lot of this could have been better. So I didn't feel too great about the movie. I would not recommend this movie at all. For those people in that specific religion, it could be in the slap in the face because maybe they don't go about things this way. But when watching this movie, you definitely get the sense of they are just killing people because they're brutal and they're disgusting people. And that may not be the case, not for the majority. But again, I would not recommend Borderland, and I gave this movie a 2 out of 5 stars, so that is a D. Moving on, we have number 3 movie, American Mary. So this movie came out in 2012. This movie is 1 hour and 42 minutes long, and this is my it's not my second time. It's probably my 3rd or 4th time watching this movie. I seen this movie years and years and years and years ago. It's always been one of my favorites because I just like a girls movie. I like when women start kicking the fuck up and killing people. I'm just gonna be real. I like when the so quote unquote bad guy is the woman and she's showing strength and she's knocking people off. So this movie, this might be one of those cult classics, but it's definitely a cult classic for me. So first couple words that came to my head when watching this movie was wild, interesting, fucked up, was given nip tuck, as if Ryan Murphy had his hands in this. And if you know anything about nip tuck or Ryan Murphy just in general and the shows he puts out, then you already know the type of energy this movie is bringing. Definitely a cool movie to watch, in my opinion. So if you guys don't know anything about American Mary, I don't want to spoil it at all because this is a good movie to watch for your first time to see really what your real reaction would be to it. So this movie starts with a young woman. She is in medical school. She wants to be a surgeon. All good, all great. Comes to find out she is kind of lusting over a professor, and this professor is a fucking dick. He's an asshole. He's super, super, super harsh on her. Turns out he's kind of into her too, or so we think. So she gets invited to this big party with all these top name surgeons. Couple red flags though. I only see like 1 or 2 women in the room, and one woman is laying on her back getting, I don't know what the fuck done to her. Did she not realize that she was damn near the only woman in the room, and this little Asian guy is so over the top happy and wants her to drink, have a drink. Where were the red flags for her? Because none of them were waving. So, long story short, the guy ends up I can't say the R word, so I'm going to say grape. The guy ends up graping her and records it and leaves her there, even though he is sleeping next to her. What the fucking dog. So with all of that being said, she drops out of surgeon school and she decides to become a body modification expert. And this is where things start to kick the fuck up. And she's doing all type of things like the gauges and the body scarring and different piercings and splitting of the tongue. Please give this a watch. A body modification movie is a really, really fucking cool concept, and I loved it. The topic and the rage was everything. The women in this film were badass, and the men were deserving of their punishments, most definitely. But I was not pleased that she bled out on the floor. Even though she was a badass enough to sew herself up, I didn't like that she had to, that she died, Mary definitely should have moved around. She should have been got the fuck up out of there. I would have been got the fuck up out of there. I would have started my business somewhere far, far away and went from there. This is definitely a rewatch for me, and I love this movie even more so than I did the first time I watched it. Again, I would recommend American Mary. I gave this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. That is a B+ for me. 4 out of 5 stars for American Mary. Please go watch it. Recommend. All of this is on Tubi. So, movie number 4, The Cleaning Lady, released 2018. This movie is 1 hour and 30 minutes long. Couple thoughts that came to my head while watching this movie. This is a so-so movie. I face-palmed and rolled my eyes and sighed when I seen the black doctor pay for X-rated activities with this little girl. Now, when I seen the scene leading up to pretty much the scene of the black doctor entering this little girl's room, I already knew something fishy, nasty, and disgusting was going on here with this mom and this daughter. And I hate that it had to be this. I definitely wasn't expecting this movie to turn into some type of P. Diddy fucking file, a freak off type shit. Wasn't expecting it, and that's what threw me off. And I didn't 1,000% appreciate it. So I had already figured this movie to be an obsession, like kidnapping type of thing, but didn't expect the twist of this to be rooted in minor explicit abuse. I guess I was expecting this movie to be more like May from 2002. Now, if you know, you know. May is another one of those cult classic films, which is giving straight girl power, which is giving, yeah, I'm a woman and I can be crazy too. Please go check out May. That's just a little sprinkle, if you will. So again, I was expecting The Cleaning Lady to be a little bit more like May from 2002 and less like a Serbian film. Even though I did like the movie Serbian film, but I did not like this movie, The Cleaning Lady. So I gave this movie a 1 out of 5. That is a F, if you will. And I definitely would not recommend this movie. I would not recommend The Cleaning Lady. Now, last but not least, we have movie number 5, which is Chained from 2012. This movie is 1 hour and 34 minutes. A couple words that popped in my head while I was watching this movie was intense, sad, great cast with good performances. And a well-known face from Law & Order, Criminal Intent, Vincent D'Onofrio. Hopefully I said that right. Shout out to Vincent D'Onofrio. Shout out to Law & Order just in general. So we know him from Criminal Intent, and I don't think I've ever seen him play a bad guy in a role. I think I've only ever seen him, honestly, in Law & Order. So seeing him play the oddball killer was an excellent and unexpected option. I was like, bitch, what? Was my reaction to the ending. Why in the hell would the dad want them, like, just gone like that? Why did he have a second family? I would really enjoy maybe a part two so my curiosity can be satiated, you know. But I actually enjoyed this film, and I would definitely recommend this movie, Chained. The ending was a bit of a head scratch because it's like, um, so you telling me you hired this cab driver to kidnap your wife and son and kill your wife, and then you wanted the cab driver to just keep your son for the rest of his life? And I didn't understand the ending. Maybe I need to watch it again because I missed something, but I'm like, this movie was pretty fucking good and I was into it up until this twist, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? We need some type of backstory and understanding of why he did this in the first place, because did you really have to do all this extra shit? Are you really that much of a bitch, sir? Okay. Anyways, so Chained, I gave this movie a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So that is a C plus in my eyes. And yes, again, I would recommend this movie. Now, this is the last movie I watched. 6 movies. I watched like 6 movies in like 2 days or something like that. So this last movie that I watched was Minder or Meander. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but it is spelled Meander, Meander. This movie was released in 2020. This movie is 1 hour and 30 minutes long, and these are a few notes that I gathered from my first watch. I've been binge watching fatal caving videos, so this reminded me of those, as well as the movie Cube. Cube is a very, very interesting movie. I love Cube. This was definitely giving me Cube vibes. The ending was a bit confusing. Aliens and an alien heaven. I prefer the beginning of the film more so than I enjoyed the resolution of this story. So this was sci-fi, suspenseful, and I definitely felt the claustrophobia in this film. Like I said, sometimes the endings of these movies fall flat because we need a little bit more understanding of what the fuck going on and if we are actually in real life with this movie. So this lady's went on through this tube. She got captured and he put her through the motherfucking tube test. And towards the end, we're not 1,000% sure if she is alive or if the aliens maybe put her on a whole different planet where there's peace. Who the fuck knows? Did she win? Is she alive? I don't know. But what I do know is I gave this movie a 3 out of 5 stars. That is a C, or a C plus actually. So yeah, I would recommend this movie. It was pretty good. If you like sci-fi, this movie is for you. If you like horror or just like odd movies in general, all of these movies, even the ones I could not recommend, could be something you could be into, because Tubi got it the fuck all. I will take Tubi and YouTube over Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, Max, all of them, all the time. So yeah, go check out these 6 movies if you into it, if you are a Tubi fan, and if you are tired of watching the Black American bullshit movies on Tubi, check out Tubi Horror Edition. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.